Next up, we have a rather important man today, because if you were with us earlier, you may well very kindly have helped us trace out those numbers back in the park. Well, next to speak to you is Mr. Allen, who is the External Communications Director of the Centre for Alternative Technology in Wales. Yeah, you know of them? Good people? Well, they are the authors of this report. This report is behind what we're talking about. To give you a bit more detail, to let you know exactly what we're asking for you, would you please put your hands together for David Allen?
Amazing to see you all here. Thank you very much. Here's the book. The reason that we did this is that the rules that govern the next 2 decades are going to be very different from the rules that govern the last 2 decades. Firstly, obviously, there's irrefutable evidence that climate change is causing problems. But I was there at Copenhagen, I was there at Potsdam. People understand about the problems. The reason we're not getting the agreement at the international level that we urgently need is because what we are offering as a long industrialized nation simply isn't enough. Look around you. We built all of this, the basic human infrastructure we enjoy today, by burning fossil fuels for 150 years. Now what we need to do is to set a global lead by decarbonising faster and put a better offer on the table. If our delegates going to Cancun said, well, Britain is going to move completely out of fossil fuel emissions in 2 decades, then that would push forward the global negotiations. Yeah. So we set out to do a report to see how that's possible. And in addition to the climate drivers, we've also got to recognise that North Sea energy is in decline. We're increasingly dependent on energy, the oil and gas that comes from further and further afield. As North Sea oil and gas moves to zero, it's going to add £50 billion every year to pay for importing that energy. So CAT was founded in 1973. By 1977, we produced our first alternative energy strategy for the UK, flying in the face of the prevailing belief, saying we need to begin to level off energy demand and switch to renewables. In July this year, we launched this in there at the first all-party climate meeting after the election. We're very excited at the effect it's having. What we're trying to do is literally remove the political blinkers of short-term visioning, electoral timescales, and look 20 years ahead to see what's the sort of Britain we're going to need in 2030. Then we look at what existing technologies, not fanciful futuristic kites that fly up in the stratosphere that send electricity down wires, technologies we have today, that are available today, that we can very widely deploy. Firstly, to power down the amount of energy we're using, to get rid of that 1950s mindset to energy, to become smart and lean, but then to power up Britain's indigenous renewable supplies. Now, in doing this, we can create literally millions of jobs. We can kickstart the economy. We can get money flowing into Britain. Instead of money flowing out of Britain whenever we use energy, we can have money flowing in by turning the weather into cash and injecting that money into the economy. But we have to set a global lead and begin doing it, else we'll find that transnational corporations are out there doing it for us. We need to get British industry harnessed and deployed, the likes of Rolls-Royce, British Aerospace, BAE Systems, doing something that is actually facing the real threats that we face. So the time to act is now. We need to skill up. That's what CAT's about. We have literally hundreds of people on courses. We have plumbers, carpenters, electricians, all skilling up to install renewables. We have 600 people installed on our graduate program doing masters, looking at specifiers, architects. So come to CAT, come visit us in the summers, come and join us, come on a course, and get a copy of the report. We've made the report free to download. Everybody can have a copy of this report. It's on the internet waiting for you from the CAT website, cat.org.uk. Download your free copy, but then send your copy to your MP, to your MEP, to your local councillors, and say, have you seen this? Or what do you think of this? So it gives me great pleasure to be here to flag this up to you and to say, thank you very much for coming. Please engage with Zero Carbon Britain 2030. The science says we must, the technology says we can. It's time to say we will. 1, 2, 3, we will. Thank you.